Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where most of my views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, hit the like button. We're gonna get started here on AMC. Remember, analyze, make a plan, follow the plan, no fear, no doubt. What's up with AMC? We're green on the day, kind of looking like a doji. We're not truly a doji. The close and the open need to be closer together for that to be the case. That's just not the case. I would call this a high wick candle, or it's a candle of indecision. AMC seems to be just kind of spinning on this $5 level. If it gives out, then we're going to be looking for 402. If we break up and out, get above this resistance towards 550, then test 576, then maybe we get some targets at 650 and 766. But it's just too early to tell right now, but this doesn't look too bad. Some people might want to call this an inverted head and shoulder. It's certainly not an inverted head and shoulder by Bulkowski chart pattern standards. Rather, you'd be looking for a V bottom with a handle. I think the best way to look at this is with the ABC correction to correct this massive downtrend we've been through for the last couple of years, leading up to about $7 or $6. That's where I'm at with AMC. Ape is beginning to turn down, finishing this ABC correction you're going to see noted here. Big ways to go still, heading to the downside. This is like a 50% drop overall, I think. That's fine. You see that the MACD here crossing, the blue crossing the yellow, short period average, crossing the longer period average, histogram turning red. That's an initial sign of weakness. I'd wait for that to confirm with another daily close below today's close. Volume is decreasing here. I think that is actually going to not necessarily mean the end of a downtrend, but rather the end of a corrective phase that was up. So looking for more downside in Ape. Going over to GameStop. I was saying in my last video, if we break down, we're going for this gap fill at 1765, which appears to be the case. You do an ABC correction from that big earnings flag push, we get a target at 1751. It looks like GameStop's heading that way. It's still possible to hit the $31 and the $38 targets after we reach this level. It's just a lot less likely. There is a nice double bottom through here, but the price failed to close above the range of this peak, and that would be the confirmation for the double bottom. So I don't have a target for that yet, but hold on, there's more. The RSI here is starting to set up a triple bullish divergence. We could see the RSI break that third touch point. It typically does. Maybe it taps oversold, and then we get our reversal heading higher. The implied volatility is rising as momentum is falling into the bear side of things on the MACD. So buckle up. It looks like the markets are melting down, doesn't it? SPY finding another red day today. Yeah, just a couple of huge dumps. Volume floating around that 30 period average. Yesterday it was above. Today it was below. Implied volatility is not really responding to the big price moves. The MACD is coming down into the bearish side of things. Blue line crossing below the yellow line. That's bearish thing. RSI is floating at 45. We're still in the big corrective phase, I think, and I don't believe we've even broken a downtrend yet. Have we? Oh, it looks like we did. We broke the uptrend. I'm sorry, I meant uptrend. We're in a downtrend currently. We'll see, though, if it's not just briefly short-lived before we get another push higher. A while ago when I was saying I'm feeling less bearish, I was pointing to this chart and I was saying that we could have an inverted head and shoulder through here. Very possibly the case. Very possibly the case. And if that is true, then we'll be looking to come up to like 463 probably. The biggest sign of bullish reversal is going to be getting over 431. 431 is the level. I called this top like perfectly. It was fantastic. And if the price fails there, we'll get more. But if not, really, we could be bottoming here. We could get a soft landing. It's possible. Do not rule it out. We're getting a sort of rounding bottom feel here. It's looking weird, right? SPY doing its thing. Let's go check QQQ. QQQ got above 313, and so that kind of puts a target at 331. If we continue bullishly, finding ourselves in a third wave extension off of a new impulse, then we'll be looking for much higher targets towards 346, but we won't be forecasting that until we get a bullish breakout above 322. Right now, we're probably going to be grinding sideways through some chop. There's an uptrend here to contend with before our price is really in a bearish position. It's not quite there. The RSI is towards the middle. Volume is still low. IV is not responding. MACD is looking bearish, but still trading or still above the neutral line there at 0. So this is looking pretty neutral to me. Let's go look at Microsoft really quick, because Microsoft had earnings that came out really good, and today price held its own. That's really good. A lot of volume, of course, but hey, could be wave E of a rising diagonal. This could be the end, or it could be the beginning. It depends on how you look at this chart. When I look at this chart, I identify 3 wave modes like ABC, 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 ABC in this rising diagonal, which makes me think that it's an ending diagonal triangle, meaning that this uptrend is going to be brief, short-lived. Yes, we get an overthrow. Maybe we tag the downtrend before we spill down, but honestly, this does look bearish to me still. The higher we go, the more bearish I get, because there's not the same kind of momentum and volume I'd expect in a true bullish run. Apple finally pulling up higher, which is per my forecast, I believe. Let me open up Cap Vision here. Coming up, smacking these the resistance up here. Nice clean ABC push higher. We'll see if we get any more upside. It looks like the MACD here is starting to flip bearish. Volume is still low. The RSI is turning down after we formed this big bearish divergence. Again, I'll say this again and again. Just because the divergence is there doesn't mean that the price is suddenly going to change direction. Sometimes in the larger trends, what you get is 3 or 4 different touches, and the last push through that divergence marks the most important high. And since this does look like we're in some sort of channel, I wouldn't expect an overthrow. I would expect an overthrow here. It's very possible. Looking at PLBY next, I know PLBY is going down. I'm going to hold long, continue to hold long. This is a very long trend that I've been looking at for a while. And you can see it here. It's a nice diagonal. I think that this is forming wave 5 at a larger degree. And so that would mean we might get a little underthrow here. We might push down below there before heading higher. I'm hoping that by early May, when those earnings come out, they'll be good, and we'll have found our bottom. We'll be off to the races when the company turns profitable, cash flow positive. There's a little ways up to go before we hit that downtrend. We are setting new lows currently. I don't want to put a target down to the downside because my wave count is suggesting that this is complete. So when it's over, when the downtrend's over, it's over. We're just waiting for that. Who knows where it's going to be. Volume here is decreasing into the downtrend as the price is forming that diagonal, and we have a triple bullish divergence forming on the RSI. So it's looking pretty good here too. That's what I've got for today. Happy trading.